This is problem number 33 from the August 2014 Algebra Regents exam. So the first thing we need to do in this problem is graph f of x equals the absolute value of 3 times x. So I think it would be helpful to create a table of values here. And maybe we'll do some x values between -2 and +2. That should probably be enough information. So if x is -2, that means we're going to do 3 times -2, which is -6, but because it's the absolute value, it'd become +6. And we'd get the same answer if x was 2. If x is -1, 3 times -1 is -3, but the positive version of that would be +3. And again, we'll get that with an x value of +1 as well. And if x is 0, we get a y value of 0. Just because 3 times 0 is 0. Okay, so let's go ahead and plot these points. -2, 2, 4, 6 is here. -1, 3, 0, 0, 1, 3, and 2, 6. And then we can go ahead and connect these guys together. Now, for the next question, it's asking if g of x equals f of x minus 2. So if we took this function and subtracted 2 from it, how is that graph translated to form the graph of g of x? Now what's going to happen in that situation is that it will move, or I guess we could say it translates 2 units down. And that's because we're taking every output that we figured out from f of x and subtracting 2 of it. So 6 would become 4, 3 would become 1, and so on. So it's moving 2 units down. And for the final part of the question, if h of x equals f of x minus 4, how is the graph of x translated to form that graph? Now this one's a bit different than before. What's happening in this one is we're taking the x values and subtracting 4 within the function. And now you might instinctively think, oh, that means the whole thing's shifting 4 to the left, but it's actually being shifted 4 to the right. And if you were curious, you could plug in into your graphing calculator y equals the absolute value of 3 times, and instead of x, it would be x minus 4, and be careful to keep that in brackets like so. And then you'll notice if you do that, that this entire thing does in fact shift 4 units to the left, just like that. So for this one, it translates 4 units. Oh, sorry, did I say left? I meant right. 4 units to the right. Okay, and that is all for this question. Hope it was helpful, and thanks for visiting JD's Regents Preparation.